that inspired you to get involved?
I just when I was a little kid, I was interested in automobiles, and I got a couple pictures where my dad raced, and like 33 Chevy or something like that, with the back end cut off, and just plain loved racing, still do.
How did you get involved with Stateline Speedway?
I run Skyline Speedway a lot.
Okay.
That was one of my favorite tracks. And then, I don't know what the whole deal was there. They started building one across the hill. And just being nosy, I guess. Just had to see what was going on there. And, of course, they advertised a lot. And I was at the first race there. I remember every man won it. But that's about all I remember about it.
What do you remember about Leonard Briggs?
Oh, Leonard, he's about an ordinary old guy, but he was good. I liked Leonard. He had his mind made up on something. You didn't change it. You just had to go along with it, But he always treated me good. I always liked him. The first number I ever had was 53.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually the year I started racing. That's where I got the number. It was 1953. And I wanted the number 52, but it was taken.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it kind of a unique way that was all modified stuff. Dickie Bend Speedway, and stuff like that. And I couldn't even, just starting out new with some of those old timers older than dirt. Those suckers could really drive them modified,
Right.
And then they came out, and I got very fortunate that, like getting in on the ground floor when they came out with late models. Oh, Lord, they had quite a few top drivers, and Emery was doing good. Floyd Finelli won something quite often. Dean Layfield and Hal Russell. Pretty much when Squirt Johns came in, he was the king there for a while. Except for Hal, most of those guys were a little more experienced than the rest of us. I mean, like Emery Man, for God's sake, he dominated Dickie Bend Speedway for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I got to be friends with all those people. Hell, I used to drive Dean Layfield's car.
Really?
I don't know how the hell he won so many times with the stuff that he run. He had a piece of 2x4 wired to the gas pedal because it was so far away. And I don't know. Anyway, we traded cars and we took off, run 4 or 5 laps, and I went into the turn a little bit harder than I should because I was passing the car. And I went to the brake, and when my foot went down on of course, the damn brake went to the floor. And when I stepped on, I caught that 2x4 that was wired to the gas pedal.
Right.
And then that sucker came to life and straightened up and right out to the fence. And I'm sitting there thinking, I said, for Christ's sake, they ain't gonna kick my ass, And about that time, I got a hell of a crash in the back end. Somebody hit me. I said, now it's 3 times as bad. So when I got it out, it was Dean that hit me with my car. Tore the whole damn side off. Well, they wired that together, and he went out and won the race. And I'd screwed up the radiator on his car, so we had to park that. But that was all fun days, He laughed about it. And I often told him, I said, you got to be the best driver in the world to run that kind
Sure.
And that I could talk to him like time that nobody's ever let me forget this. I started out the season with last year's car, and I won the first feature. Well, it was a pretty well beat up car, you know, being all through the season. And I won the first feature, and they got a write-up in the program, which I have. And they wasn't nice to me. They said the oldest rattle, you know, junky-looking car won the first race, and stuff like that, you know. I had another car, but it wasn't done. So they was kind of, you know, don't do this to us. Bring out a nice car. You can do it, you know. And I had the other car already almost built, 57 Chevy. But it needed part of some quarter panels and one door panel. And that week, the guy I worked for, Junior France, we did a lot of windshield work and glass work. And take one of those big old cartons that a windshield come in, and I made me some quarter panels and a door skin out of that, painted it up, and lettered it look nice as hell. And once Stateline got out racing, and I'm thinking to myself, you know I ain't going to win. I'm just going to keep away from the other cars. If somebody bumps me, it'll be all over. Got right down to the last lap. On the white flag lap, I was going down the back stretch, and somebody tried to pass and tore one of my quarter panels off. And some of it was cardboard. You could ask anybody about that was around that time. They'll remember that. For 2 weeks, people were handing me pieces of cardboard, you know. And Jerry and those guys, they all said, hey, we're going to pay you. It looked good. Well, you know, something like that was a fan pleaser, you know. Something for them to talk about. I remember that I had seconds and thirds. I didn't win a lot of features, but I had a lot of seconds and thirds. I think Paul Wilson and I were tied for heat races and semis that were won. I had a fire extinguisher canister that was, that's comical. It was powder type. It wasn't liquid.
Right.
And take the top off and slip a couple beers in there. And that used to Briggs and I think Jerry used to wonder how the hell I come off the track drinking a beer.
What?
That got to be a big story, you know. And it was more fun for me to race than it was to make money. And the camaraderie after the race, there'd be 2 or 3 fires in the pits, you know, and people having a few beers and talking with each other, and that's the way it was. And they don't get that anymore, you know.